Hi, and welcome to another Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. It's Wednesday, December 1st. We've made it to December, the final month of the year. And what's happening in Las Vegas, Anthony?
Bargain time, December's supposed to be bargain time in Vegas. Is it? Not so much, not so much as it's been in the past, to be honest with you.
Right. So December is typically the most inexpensive room rates that you can get.
Yeah. What's important about room rates is, there's two expenses that people have to fade when they come to Vegas, no matter what. Now, you can figure out how much you want to pay for food, if you want to go to a show, how much you want to gamble. But the two things that you've got to pay for are transportation and lodging. So room rates are always important. And in December, we always do a gigantic room rate survey. We call almost 100 casinos. We call 97 different casinos with hotel rooms. And we look for the best prices in December, and then we publish them in the Las Vegas Advisor.
All right. So you can find this on LasVegasAdvisor.com. But Anthony, question for you. What are the best and worst room rates in town right now for the month of December?
Well, here's the thing. Normally, when we do this, we find our cutoff point is $40, and we're looking at base rates only. And we normally find, anywhere from 40 to 50 different casinos that have rooms with base rates under 40.
Okay.
This year, we found 21. That's it. And we've been doing this survey for literally decades. We've probably done this survey for close to 20 years. We've never had this low of a count of 21.
Right. Wow. That's really interesting. And why do you think that room rates are more expensive this year than in the past years in December?
I think just the same thing as just about everything else with the casinos right now. They're just doing so well. They're breaking records right and left. They're breaking gaming records out there. They're taking in. Their bottom lines are better because they have less staffing. They're making more money and less staffing. So they're doing so well, and we're in the nation is in an inflationary period right now. There's no doubt about that. You go to the supermarket, you go to the gas station, you see what's going on. So they're just playing along with it. They're getting as much as the market will bear. They're getting as much as they can get. Now, the good news is there's still deals.
Okay.
And like I said, we found 21 places. I got a list here. I'll read them off real quickly. What we call the under 20 club. All right, so we found 3 casinos with base rates under $20. CIRCA Circus, Oyo, and the Strat.
Okay.
And Oyo and the Strat were the two lowest at $18 a piece, base rate.
Very nice.
Now, we'll get to resort fees come on top of that. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Right, the base rate can be tricky because there's a resort fee on top of that.
We'll talk about that next. So the under 30 club was only 3, Excalibur, Golden Gate, and Rio.
Okay.
And then the under 40 club, we had Bally's, Binion's, Boulder Station, the D, Downtown Grand, El Cortez, notice a lot of downtown places, Flamingo, Gold Coast, Harrah's, the Link, Luxor, Orleans, Palace Station, Sahara, and Tropicana.
Okay.
All right, all of those were under $40 for the base rate. Then we had high-end, what we call the high-end places. So like right now, Park MGM, we found a rate of $41 at Park MGM.
Okay.
That's pretty good, man.
That's very competitive. A great place on the Strip, too.
Yeah, Westgate, $42. MGM Grand, $48. Mandalay Bay, $52. New York, $52. Now, again, these are numbers before resort fee.
Okay.
And you add in the resort fees and things change. So let's go back. Let's take that Oyo example. It's $18 base rate, but the resort fee is, $37.
Oof.
All right, so we're not talking about $18. We're talking about a $55 rate.
Okay.
So again, that's not bad.
Right.
When you talk about coming to Vegas and staying for $55, Oyo it's an okay place. The rooms are small, but it's right there on the Strip. You can walk to everything on the south end of the Strip.
That's right. You walk to Tropicana. You can walk to MGM. Yeah. It's right there.
Best of all was Four Queens and Binion's.
Okay.
And the reason for that is these are two of the only 3 or 4 places in Vegas that don't charge a resort fee.
Interesting.
So Binion's was the best of all. Binion's had a $45 base rate, no resort fee. So the cheapest in town right now is Binion's. And, I like this list because people can then sort of get an idea. It doesn't mean they're going to find the exact rate that we found, but they're going to have an idea of where to go. So, just play this back and check the places that I just, rifled off. Those are the places to look for a place to stay.
Right. So that's actually pretty good if you're talking about taking a vacation to any big major metropolitan city. Like a $50 hotel room is really great, and you can get that here in Vegas.
Yeah, people don't really realize, how good a deal lodging is here, even with resort fees and things like that.
Right. So, and even though it's more expensive than maybe last year or the year before, it's still a pretty great deal to come to a big city, have a lot of fun, and and get out there and do it. So on the higher end, Anthony, what do we have on the higher end, like the Bellagio?
Yeah, you know what? There's a deal. It's all relative. So when you're talking about places, it's higher. You're talking about a place like, Bellagio, where they come in at 180.
Okay.
All right. Now, typically Bellagio runs around 220, 250, 260. So 180 is not too bad. The Venetian, 111. Venetian was one of the few places that actually was down from last year. Almost all of these places are up. Aria, 164. Four Seasons, 225. Cosmopolitan, 183. So these aren't cheap, but they're less expensive than they typically are. We've got a program at LasVegasAdvisor.com. It's called the Luxury Portal, where it specifically allows you to book these sort of higher end ones, like the Wynn, the Encore, the Venetian, Aria, that sort of thing, at rates like I've just quoted. But they also come with perks like food and beverage credit for $100, or free, along with free breakfast for two, $50 for each for breakfast. So anywhere from $100 to $150 a day in these extra perks through this portal. We just fell into it. We fell into the portal. But I mean, we found it, or they came to us actually and said, "Here's our deal." We checked it out, and it's really good. We offer it, and it's good. If you're going to book a high end, you should take a look at that. Okay.
So it's a better deal than you would get on your own, having not going through Las Vegas Advisor, unless you're a player or something.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's get into the player. You've talked to me about that before.
That's right.
And it's true. If you are a player, in the report we put into Las Vegas Advisor, the newsletter for this month, we said, if you are a player, check your mail, check your email. When you call to make your reservations, make them aware. You've told me about situations where you've called in and told them your player's card number, and they've given you a rate, right?
Great deals, yeah. There's great deals all over town. If you play and you get a card, you will get emails offering deals. And you can also call, give your player card ID number, and they might have something special there for you at any of these casinos.
Yeah, it used to be better. They used to always have something called the casino rate, and they have versions of that now. But the point is, if you are a player, you want to make them aware of it.
Okay, now also people are starting to plan, if you haven't done so already, for New Year's Eve, which is really happening here in Las Vegas. And Anthony, what are the good deals for room rates on New Year's Eve? Is there anything even available?
Well, that's the interesting part of it. As part of this study, we also check New Year's Eve, and we do a big call around the day the newsletter goes in. We do a big call around, so it's as close to December as possible. I think we did this on November 30th, and we found 69 vacancies on New Year's Eve. The most inexpensive one was, and this is all the whole Las Vegas area. So the least expensive was $130 for one night at Railroad Pass.
Okay.
Which is way out, halfway between here and Boulder City.
Okay.
I don't think many people are going to want to stay at Railroad Pass for New Year's Eve because it's really outside of the city.
Yeah.
When you get back into the city, let's see, let me look at our numbers here. Lucky Club, which is a place way up on the north side, 150 for New Year's Eve. Longhorn, which is way down Henderson way, 188. Artisan, which is a little place up here, which is not a casino. They don't have any gaming there, but it's close to the Strip. That's 190. Santa Fe Station, which is still pretty far away, 299. The best we get to, finally we get to Oyo again at 300 for one night.
Oh, wow.
And there you're right on the Strip. Okay. On the Strip. So, that's New Year's Eve. Other places, they require 2 nights. For example, the Cannery, 2 nights for $330. Westgate, 2 nights for $478. Some places require 3 nights. Excalibur, $669. New York, 917. So you're looking at the most expensive one we found was Bellagio, 3 nights for $3,465, which is $1,155 a night.
Wow.
So it's pricey, but if you want to be in Vegas and have a place to stay, you can still get a room.
Okay.
But the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be because you get to New Year's Eve and sometimes they're just about close to 100% sold out.
All right, Anthony, you know what? Let's just take a second and go back to some of the best deals that you were talking about in Vegas for the month of December, which takes place at the Four Queens and at Binion's. You were telling me about a video poker deal.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is they had the best rates because, again, they don't have resort fees. So, we like that place. Everybody likes those places, Four Queens and Binion's. But they've got a video poker deal that runs through every day through December. And if you play $800 through a machine, you get a $10 food comp. And if you play $2,400 through a machine, you get $30 in cash. I mean, in free play.
Okay.
So basically, each of those works out to 1.25% added onto your return.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these, especially Four Queens, has really good machines that are 99% plus.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're playing on a 99% machine and you're playing properly, and you add 1.25% to it, you're playing in positive expectation. You're playing over 100%. So this is kind of a low roller thing, and it sounds like a lot, 2,400.
It does.
But you know what that is? That's about an hour's playing relatively fast on quarter machine.
Okay.
And how many people, you don't have to do it all in one go. How many people play an hour's worth of video poker on a quarter machine? A lot. I would venture a lot of people do.
Yes.
So why not get an extra $30 in free play? Or if you only play the $800 or $1,000 worth or something, why not get a food comp for $10?
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So it's $800 for
$10.
$10
Food comp.
of food, and it's $2,400 for
$30 in free play.
wow. Now that sounds like a lot of money to put through. How much are you expected to lose? I mean, is that the right way to?
Yeah, here's the thing. There's risk involved. So you really want to do this if it's you're deciding where you're going to play, and there's risk involved wherever you play. So you go, okay, look, I'm going to play. I know I'm going to go play an hour's worth of video poker. That's what I came to do. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to do whatever I do. So why not play there, where you've got pretty good schedules, especially Four Queens, better than Binion's. But B, you're going to get an extra $30 on top of it. It's similar to the kind of deal that we used to talk about at Crown and Anchor.
Right.
You play 200 through, and they give you $25.
Right, and it's not winning or losing 200. It's just putting it through.
Just playing it through. Now,
Right.
Can you lose? Sure, there's risk. I mean, how much can you lose in that period of time betting that amount of money? You could certainly lose, 50 to $100. It could happen.
Sure.
Typically, it won't. Playing that amount of money, you're going to lose less than that, especially with the good situation and the $30 back. But you could lose 100 to win 30. But that's the nature of it, and it's a fun thing to do.
Right.
And it's a good play.
Right, and it's better than nothing. It's better than just going to play video poker.
It's absolutely better than nothing.
Okay, so you heard it here. Now, Anthony, we had a very disappointing Sunday. We shot our Thanksgiving special episode, but you were pretty bummed out. You lost the Survivor Series. What's going on with Survivor this week?
I was bummed and I was bombed. I got a good buddy who's in the business, and he goes, I enjoyed your beer buzz explanation of playing football contests, and absolutely. I mean, I looked at it myself. What's interesting about that video is we didn't get a single thumbs down on that.
Yeah.
And now I was about to give myself a thumbs down. I was like, look at me. I mean, I was. You and I had a couple of Heinekens. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. I certainly appreciate what everybody, all the well wishes out there and all the commiserating and all of that. There's 28 players left. That's it.
Wow.
Vying for $6 million. There's 28 players left. And I'll tell you what, we had it all lined up. Like I keep saying, but we would have absolutely have bet the Dallas Cowboys, and they lost to the Raiders.
Oh,
so
jeez.
it certainly took the sting out of it a little bit.
Okay.
So we weren't we weren't destined to do it anyway.
Okay.
But there's 28 left. It's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So we'll keep updating. We'll tell everybody who won.
Yeah. Well,
not
with
me.
28 players left, I mean,
It gets exciting now. I wish I was still playing, obviously, but it gets exciting now. But thanks to everybody, the well wishes and all, and me whining and all of that.
with 28 players left, they might not even make it to the end of the season.
It's possible. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. And this week's jackpot comes to us from Scott. Scott writes in, he says, something recently happened to my wife and me at Caesars that never happened before. I was playing triple play, not doing good at either bonus poker or double-double bonus poker, so I thought I'd give deuces a wild try. I know. Typical horrible Caesars pay tables. I mentioned to my wife I had never hit a royal playing deuces. Lo and behold, I hit a royal. I played it down to an even $1,000, then cashed it out. But then I put one more 100 in the same machine and tried out bonus poker again. After losing again, I went back to deuces, and I'll be damned if I didn't hit a royal on deuces again on the same machine in the same suit.
I know we're getting some great stories, aren't we?
We really are. It's fun.
And I just, you just know that in the big group of people playing out there that these crazy things are going to happen. That's the whole bell curve thing. You're going to have people very unlucky, people very lucky. I've never hit 2 in one day. Never. I've never hit 2 in one day or within a 24-hour period.
Maybe 2 4-of-a-kinds.
Yeah, well, sometimes they don't even do that. But I'll tell you what's interesting about that. He hits them on deuces.
Uh-huh.
Now, the number that's thrown around for frequency of royals is like 1 in 40,000.
Okay.
And that's for a game that he was playing, like bonus poker. It's about 1 in 40,000, a little higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
In Deuces Wild, it's about 1 in 46,000.
Got it.
You hit fewer royals on Deuces Wild. The reason being is you're holding deuces, and you can't hit a royal when you're holding a deuce.
That's right.
So you're holding, more times you're holding hands that don't give you a chance to get a royal, and that's why it jumps up from 40 to 46.
That's interesting.
So it's even crazier that he hits 2 in a row playing deuces, or 2 in one day playing deuces. That's a good story.
That is a great story, and that's also a little disappointing when you're playing, deuces, and then you hit a royal, but with a deuce, because that doesn't pay very much. You think you hit a royal, but it doesn't. It's not.
It's kind of like hitting a quad,
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's all right. I don't mind when I do that.
No, I don't mind it either.
It makes me happy.
It would be nice.
Right.
Okay. And last but not least, it's time for our mask update. What's going on with the masks in Las Vegas, Anthony?
Well, once again, not a lot of changes, but it's. People are wondering what's going to happen next because now there's this fear over this new variant, and a lot of people have been asking. I just did the news just before we shot this, where they're asking me what are the casinos going to do with this new variant called what's it called?
Omicron.
Yeah, right, Omicron. Yeah, I don't think the casinos are going to do anything differently. We've already gone through Delta, right? Delta came and sort of went, and now we've got this new one. The casinos reacted the first time, quite. In a big way. And I think that they want to do less of that this time. So I don't think anything's going to change in terms of, masks being not mandated anymore, but I don't think they're going to put in any new restrictions either, to be honest.
Okay, so most likely no new restrictions, certainly no vaccination cards required getting into the casinos or restaurants here in Nevada like they do in Los Angeles, California.
Well, I just came back from L.A. and you're supposed to be. They're supposed to check you at the door and everything, and nobody hardly asks a question about anything. So there's rules and there's rules.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think Vegas is. I think Vegas wants to. They want the perception to be that they're looking after their customers, but I don't think they want to put up barriers to entry. So I just don't think things are going to change. Again for a while.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. If you like what we're doing, please share these videos with your friends, and you can click the like and subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want notifications for when we post videos. And that's it for this week.